Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rubylee B and I am a self-mastery coach, and this is a new you where I have twin flames to heal and to master thyself along my twin flame journey. And so today I wanted to talk about what is evil in the church. What is my personal definition, ideals of what true evil is in the church? Now, let me say this. The list is very long, and I'm not going to sit here and go through all of the listings, right? But however, there is one evil that is above all the evils that I think is just the most evilest thing that anybody can do in the church. Now, I've been in church all my life, grew up in church, Pentecostal church, Apostolic church, Baptist, been to them all, okay? Been to them all, okay? And so from my past experience and with the knowledge and with the understanding that I have today, of knowing what things are now and seeing things from a different place. My definition of what true evil really is in the church is when you have a pastor who will stand on a podium month after month, day after day, week after week, and preach to the congregation about a God that he doesn't even believe in, or she doesn't even believe in. That will preach messages and sermons about how good a God is that they themselves don't even believe in. Lost faith in. You preaching one thing on Sunday morning, Wednesday night Bible study, and you're wanting your congregation to believe in one thing, but behind the scenes, you're doing a whole other thing. And so be careful when you have church leaders who spends a lot of time demonizing certain things. Pay attention to that. If your pastor is always demonizing, always bringing up witchcraft, people who do witchcraft, and it's an abomination and it's evil, and blah, 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 9 times out of 10, he's doing the same thing behind the scenes. And if it's not doing it himself or herself, they hire root doctors, they hire people to do love spells and money spells and whatever else spells, so they can get what it is that they desire, what it is that they want for their lives, for themselves. But yet they're telling you to give. They're telling you that if you pay your tithes, they preaching sermons, guilting you, guilting the congregation because the tithes are low this month. The tithes been low for the past 6 months. So how are we going to get this money? Well, the pastor get up there and preach a guilt and shame message, guilting the congregation, shaming the congregation for not giving in a way that's very charismatic, that's very manipulative, that's very deceitful, to get those numbers back up, to get people to start giving again, influencing them to start by giving again. Reminding the folks that what it says in the word of God about giving. Making them feel like they are underneath some sort of curse if they're not giving their tithes, if they're not paying their tithes every week. Forcing people to give beyond their will. Because maybe you need to pay for an expensive ass trip you can't really afford. Or a jet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so that is what true evil is to me and the church. Is that when you have a pastor that would sit there and preach to you about Jesus, preach to you about how good God is, preach to you about what you need to be doing with your money, and they're behind the scenes doing a whole completely different thing. And some of these pastors, especially the ones that's on a high level of success, they're not even praying or worshiping the same God that they are preaching to you about on Sunday morning and Wednesday Bible study. Behind the scenes, they ain't praying to a whole different God. They're getting their needs met in their lives in a whole different way beyond just paying tithes and offering. And here you are paying tithes and offering every single week, waiting for your blessing, waiting for the windows of heaven to open, and God will pour you out a blessing that you don't have enough room to receive. You've been waiting to experience that. My question is, how have you experienced that? How you experience overload of blessings? Have you experienced the heaven, the windows of heaven being open in your life, in your world? And you're experiencing all of these financial miracles and material miracles, and just saying. And be careful for church leaders, pastors, prophetesses, prophets, who stand behind a pulpit and will literally preach a whole hour, 2 hours plus sermon, demonizing the congregation for going to a Beyonce concert or going to whatever secular event that's in town. Child, listen, be careful of that too. Because that's a great possibility. That same person demonizing, put all this fear into the people, trying to control what they do in their personal time, with their personal lives, trying to control their free will to do what they want to do behind the scenes that has nothing to do with the church, trying to influence them to not go to an event that they might want to go to. And I'm telling you right now, if you allow any leader to guilt you out of doing something that is in you to do that you really want to do, child, listen, you're a fool. You're a fool. Because that same person that's demonizing their congregation and telling their congregation not to do certain things. Here they are behind the scenes, probably at the Beyonce concert, shaking it and doing God knows what. But they don't want you to go because they don't want you to see them there. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Okay? I would never, ever, especially now where I'm at, I would never sit 2 hours, 3 hours listening to a leader demonizing a celebrity, demonizing the people, and trying to control what they do outside of the church, trying to control their personal lives. Like, I would never sit through that, ever sit through that. Never sit through a sermon where you got a leader up there and just pumping all of this guilt and all this shame and all this fear and Listen, I did it in the past. When the pastors talk about, guilting you into not paying your tithe. Listen, I literally remember times showing up to church, want to be inspired, trying to get a word. And then the sermon is like a wah sermon, because it's a whole sermon about you not paying your tithes and how you need to pay your tithes. Yeah. But anyways. And so to me, that's true evil. And I absolutely understand why some of these pastors will never come out and tell their congregations the truth, because they don't want to lose all that they have worked hard to gain, right? They're not going to risk their livelihood. They're not going to risk the lifestyle that they have grown accustomed to, especially the big ones. I'm really talking about the big ones here. The ones that have a storefront church and they can't get the church to grow past 30 members. They 9 times out of 10 are authentic. They believe in what they preach. They believe in what they preach. But the big ones that have stadiums and all of this, a lot of them really don't believe what it is that they preach. A lot of them probably really want to believe it, but know a truth that a lot of people in their congregation don't know, because a lot of people in the congregation don't take the time to study things and may not be inquisitive and curious about what things are. All right? But a lot of your leaders, very inquisitive, want to know what things are, constantly study, constantly reading, constantly learning different things and mixing the light with the dark. And a lot of the members in church don't even realize occult language when they hear it in a church. But anyways, just shouting and woo, 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 woo. And just in awe, worshiping the pastor, worshiping the man of God. To where you're not even cognitive of what he just said right there. So they can easily slip in and say things, sprinkle occult knowledge and occult science all over the congregation. And at the same time, demonize it as well. But anyways, Anyways, that is my message. That is what true evil in a church is for me. That's the highest level of evil in my personal opinion. Right? Because there's so many people that want to believe in the God that their grandmothers believed in, really want to believe in the God that their mothers believed in. But it's a crime shame when you have leaders that don't even believe in that God, and they're going through they have all different resources, all different types of ways of getting what they want, and it's not in the same way that they're telling you to get what you want. They're telling you to have faith. They're telling you to believe. But yet they're hiring folks to do stuff, to do certain spells and things like that, so they can have what they want. Why they telling you to faith it? Why they telling you to pay your tithes? Why they telling you to just believe? But anyways, that is my message. And I will leave you in love. Bye-bye.